welcome back to my channel. Moorea Beauty here, and happy new year. This is my first video of the year and we are doing a foundation review. Yes, we are. We sure are. It is the Makeup by Mario. This is his Surreal foundation. I don't want to ramble on too long. I'm going to be doing a wear test. I got the shade 17N, and so yeah, we're going to be doing a review on this. I have some thoughts already because it's on my face right now, but you guys will see that in the video. And then you guys will also see the wear test, like at the end, and how it actually, you know, held up on my oily combination skin. So if you would like to see how this foundation wears, keep on watching. So I got the shade 17N, and when looking at the shade range, honestly, it's a decent shade range. Mario did say that a lot of the shades can be stretched amongst different complexions, so I opted for 17N. I think this was the best option that I had available to me. I think 18W was a little bit too red because I did see it in store, and then the next neutral shade is too deep in terms of tone, so we're gonna make that work. And I'm gonna go in and prime my skin. I'm gonna be using the Fenty Beauty primer and doing 2 pumps of that all over my skin. Just a couple pumps. Damp sponge, and I've already color corrected, and I'm gonna start applying this all over the face. So this foundation matches more so the center of my face, not so much the outskirts, because the outskirts are deeper. This is definitely medium coverage because I do have some discoloration on my nose right now and I can see it peeking through. Okay guys, so this is my face. We're gonna get in up close and personal. I'm showing you guys, I do have texture on my skin, you know what I mean, natural. The discoloration on my nose, you can still kind of see it peeking through, but it did cover it up a bit. It definitely is medium coverage. I did put it on my neck as well, and it does blend down into my chest. As you can see, this is my arm, so the shade match isn't, you know, too bad. Would I want it to be just a tad bit deeper, like, you know what I mean? Yes, but I think for what it is and how I will put my face together anyways, it'll still look good at the end. I still have to set my face with powder. I still have to do my concealer, contour, bronze, that kind of stuff, right? So it still is going to come through. We're not just leaving our face like this. So I think for what it is right now, it's good. It doesn't feel like anything on my skin. It's super lightweight. So yeah, I'm excited to see what it'll look like at the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my routine, and I'm gonna speed this part up. In these next few clips, I'm just finishing up my makeup. I'm adding my concealer, I'm cream contouring, and then I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. You guys are gonna see the moment where as I'm setting my face with my foundation powder, there's a part on my nose that kind of like skips and rubs off, so like you can see the discoloration on my nose that I'm talking about, because I had a little bit of a breakout, so I have dark marks on my nose and my cheek area, and so I'm not really happy about that. This is not normal. This doesn't happen to my other foundations, so not really sure. Can't be the brush. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but I go ahead and I finish up the rest of my face. I go in with a little bit more powder to try and like remedy that issue, and then do my blush, bronzer, highlighter, and spray off my face. Okay, so before I get started on my eyes, which I'm going to film a TikTok for that instead, I'm not really too sure on how I feel about this foundation. It might have to be returned. we're going to see how it wears today. If it doesn't hold up, I'm returning it. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm returning it. But I really want to give this a fair chance. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup and then come to you with my initial thoughts on what it looks like, show you guys some pictures, and then of course you guys know the drill. If you are a subscriber, if you're new to my channel, what I do is I do a wear test, and then I'll, you know, give my initial thoughts, and then I'll come back at the end of the day and show you guys like pictures, what it looks like, things like that, so that you have an idea of the foundation. So I'll be back. Okay, so this is my face, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not too keen on how this is looking. Yeah, it's already rubbed off in certain places. It's settling a bit already, and I've had the foundation on for like an hour and a half. I scratched my nose and it came off a little bit here, and that doesn't happen. Like, I literally, when I scratch, I tap, so that came off. I could see the discoloration on my nose peeking through, and I'm not a fan of that. I am a full coverage matte foundation lover, but there are some foundations that I've come across that are luminous or medium coverage, and they still look good. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that this doesn't look good. It doesn't look horrible, but I don't know. We're gonna have to see what this looks like a little bit more lived in, what it kind of does throughout the day. You know, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna let you guys know whether or not, for me personally, if it's like worth it or not. So stay tuned for that. The next clip will be basically me having this foundation on for like 7-8 hours. Not me being so over today that I started to take off my eyelash, and I forgot that I needed to film my final check-in for YouTube. So let's get into my skin, shall we? As you guys can see, we are getting a bit of a glow on the skin, which was expected. This foundation is a luminous foundation. It does claim that, so I'm not surprised about the glow at all. Is it a lot going on? Yes. Have I tried other luminous foundations that have less glow? Absolutely. But again, I'm not super shocked by this. This is not too bad. I could just powder this down and it can go away. What really is throwing me for a loop is the settling into the fine lines, which, listen, there's nothing wrong with aging. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with having fine lines on the skin, texture, things like that. It's real life. But I have other foundations that just look so much better for a longer period of time. I've had this foundation on for 8 hours, okay? This foundation is worn out from my mouth, from my chin, around my nose, okay? And I did my makeup as I normally do with all my other foundations. And the foundations that I have in my collection, they don't do this. The ones that I've reviewed, if they have, I've returned it. So, with that being said, I am returning this foundation. You guys already know, if you know, have been subscribed to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I always still advise people to make informed decisions on their own still, even though you're watching my review to kind of get a feel on whether or not you should buy the foundation. You don't necessarily have to buy the foundation. If you're still curious on trying it, you can go to Sephora and see if they will give you a sample of your shade, and then you could always test out the color, test out the formula before committing to buy a full bottle, right? For me, I wanted to get the bottle, do the review, and let you guys know I had a gift card over the holidays. So yeah, I'll be returning this and exchanging it for something else. I'm not sure if I'll necessarily be exchanging it for another foundation, or if I'm just going to exchange it for just product or store credit. I'll figure that out. The point of the matter is, it's not staying in my collection. This is my first Makeup by Mario product. I know he's a really talented makeup artist, but the foundation just simply is not for me. I think it's definitely going to be somebody who has dry or normal skin. It's going to be their bestie because it looks flawless. Like when you first put it on in pictures, it looks good. But for me, it just, I don't know, man. For me to have these like little textured areas and like I said, these like dips in my face, especially my chin. Yeah, I don't particularly like that. So, and then also you guys saw when I was initially applying the foundation, when I was setting it with the powder, it was like the powder, like when I was like setting it, skipped on the foundation. So I didn't like that either. Anyways, these are my final thoughts. It's not worth it for me personally to keep this in my collection. So do with that information what you will. And like I said, man, make your own informed decision. Watch a couple of more reviews. Don't just base your choice off of my video. Not necessarily. That's not how I make decisions on when I am looking for like a palette or a foundation or a powder. I watch like several videos and I watch the good reviews and the bad reviews. I just want to see, and then even if I'm still curious, I'll just get it myself anyways and just figure it out if it works for me. I always say this, I always use this foundation as an example because it's my favorite. The Huda Beauty Full Filter. This is my favorite foundation. This is my favorite high-end foundation. It hasn't failed me yet. So many people don't like this foundation. A lot of people didn't like the original formula, right? They reformulated it. I like the OG formula and the new formula. And so many people still didn't like this foundation, and I love this foundation. So that just goes to show, like, sometimes a foundation that I like might not be your favorite, and a foundation that I don't like, it may be your best foundation yet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review and wear test, and I will see you guys in another one. Bye, loves.